Hello everyone, and welcome to At a Glance. Today we'll be going over the Balrog Menat matchup, a matchup which is quite good for Balrog. We're going over punishes, how you should respond to certain scenarios, where to spend your EX bar, where to spend your V meter. Let's begin. First, let's start off with some basic punishes. Menat's V-Skill 1 with Orb is negative 18 on block. It can be more negative if it's spaced well, but it should always be punishable by Balrog with his medium punch dash straight and medium kick upper. At closer ranges, Balrog can get an even higher damage punish with walk up, crouching heavy punch, hard kick upper into light straight. This is quite advanced. I would not recommend it to new players. To new players, stick with your medium kick upper, medium punch dash straight, or light punch dash straight. Menat's V-Skill 1 without Orb is only negative 6 on block, and with its great pushback means that Balrog cannot get a meaningful punish or a punish at all. The best you can do is take your turn back with a crouching medium kick, a standing heavy punch, or walk back into a dash straight spacing. Next, we'll be covering Menat's Orb throws. Please note, throughout all of these Orb throws, we will be covering it at point blank range. At point blank, Menat's Orb throws are much more minus. At far ranges, they'll be less minus or even plus on block. We'll be covering how to deal with these far range Orb throws later, but for now, at point blank, we'll be covering these punishes, starting with light Orb throw. Menat's light Orb throw at point blank range is negative 8 on block. The recommended punish is crouching knee punch into any of crouching knee punch's enders, such as an EX move, such as EX low, EX upper, EX dash straight, MK low, medium punch dash straight, or medium kick upper. Menat's medium punch orb throw is negative 11 on block. This does not mean our punishes are even greater though. Due to the increased pushback of Menat's medium punch orb, we will have to go for a light kick upper, a light punch dash straight, or a sweep. Heavy punch orb throw is only negative 4 on block at point blank range. However, it will whiff on crouching opponents, so it is up to you to try and block it crouching to allow yourself to get a huge punish, such as this one. Menat's low EX Orb throw at point blank is plus 3 on block. Respect it and do not take your turn. Menat's EX mid Orb throw is negative 10 on block, allowing for a light punch dash straight, a light kick upper, a sweep, or an EX dash straight for punish. Please note that we are going for the most consistent punishes here. Crouching heavy punch could punish if you are close enough, however most of the time you will not be. Menat's EX high orb throw is negative 9 on block. Unlike The normal high orb throw, this does not whiff on crouches. Your most consistent punish here is sweep. You can also go for EX dash straight if you feel as though you can land it. As proof of concept, the Crosshair Punch here does not reach. Menat's down V skill without Orb is -3 on block. But due to pushback, we very much struggle to punish it. It is best to just take your turn and be wary that Menat may try to Orb cancel down V skill, which means you should take your turn with either a crouching medium kick or a crouching medium punch. Now we have covered punishes, let us move on to how to deal with Menat in neutral. There are 3 main things you should look out in neutral for Menat: Orb throws, standing heavy punch, and standing medium punch. Let's start with standing medium punch. After blocking Menat's standing medium punch, it is highly recommended you do a light dash straight. This is because, after throwing out standing medium punch, Menat does not have many options to stop a light dash straight afterwards, and if she does, she doesn't get much damage off of it either. As you have seen, Menat's options for punishing Balrog's light dash straight after forcing him to block a standing medium punch are quite limited, and sometimes even allow a trade for Balrog in which he can get more damage. The same applies to Menat's standing heavy punch. So, as we have seen, we can blow up Menat's 2 greatest normals in neutral simply by using dash straight. Do be wary that if you get too obvious with your dash straights, you will start buffering stuff like into EX. Pay attention to Menat's EX bar and try and close that distance. Finally, Menat's Orb Throw. Menat's Orb Throw technically counts as a projectile, which means that V-Skill 1 is paramount in this matchup to allow us to weave through the Orb Throw. For example, these orb throws, as you have seen, can be punished at closer ranges with a V-Skill punch. Make sure to get into the lab and lab reacting to these orb throws in neutral. Menat's orb throw also lets her recall. Something to keep in mind is that if Menat is hit while the orb is still recalling, Menat's orb will lose its active hitbox and allow you continue your combo without being dissuaded by the orb. There are some strings Menat players really enjoy doing to keep their pressure up. They want to reset with an orb pullback in order to allow them to extend their pressure. The way you stop this is by stuffing their next normal they want to try and bring out. For example, in this string. As you can see here, Menat is left +3 in your face after a sequence where your light wouldn't have been able to punish. To circumvent this, as Balrog we will go for a crouching medium kick to stuff whichever normal they will bring out. As you can see, Menat is forced to respect your pressure afterwards, and although she's pushed out, her ability to go for Orb can be stuffed out by Balrog dash straight. I cannot cover every single Orb reset by Menat, it's up to you to lab a situation you got hit by, such as by looking at it in your replays. This is a general one that many Menat players like to use that you should be blowing up as Balrog with your crouching medium kick. Another thing to note is Menat does contain a drill kick similar to Dalsin, and deal with it similar to how you would Dalsin by going for an anti-air, standing light punch, crouching light punch, standing light kick, or crouching medium punch. You are likely to trade, whether the trade will be in your favour. Finally, to close out, where or when should you use V-Shift or VReversal? Well, if you block an Orb recall from Menat, it is highly recommended that you do not VReversal. You can VReversal the Orb throw if you feel as though you won't be able to punish. This will give you a knockdown and force Menat further away from her Orb, where of which she can no longer bully you as hard as she would have been able to. For EX bars, you can EX through Menat's Orb Throw or some other far-reaching normals, whether it wouldn't be recommended to spend EX bar in that way. Do not spend EX bar to try and force your way in after a standing medium punch or a standing heavy punch of Menat. It is not worth the bar expenditure where you could be using it in punish scenarios where your normals may not reach. That will be it for Menat versus Balrog the matchup. If you enjoyed, if you got more things I'd like to cover in the Menat matchup, please do let me know. I can spin a video covering God knows how many Menat Orb setups if need be. Menat's V-Trigger one is a whole other topic, but I highly recommend that you down back and do not take that throw. That'll be it for me guys. Take care, see you next time.